Hey, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to another new and exciting episode of The Whiskey Cove. And on today's episode, we have a pretty epic store haul to share with you folks at home. Run that video. Alrighty then folks, before we get into today's video, a quick update about the free giveaway that we're doing. So it depends when this episode is going to be aired, but we have 3 right now on that giveaway, and they are going to be the Old Forester single barrel strength, the Willet 4-year rye, and then we also have an epic Weller Antique 107. So this is part of our 5,000 free subscriber giveaway. Yes, all you need to do is be a subscriber, and that's all you need to do is keep watching the content and looking for updates as we get closer to 5,000 to have an idea of what you need to do to kind of submit your entry to this free giveaway. So consider subscribing if you want to be a part of that. And if you haven't already, go and check out the Whiskey Cove's website, thewhiskeycove.square.site. We have some excellent glassware for you folks at home to purchase at rock bottom prices. Go over to Amazon, go over to eBay, go over to wherever you like, check those prices, then go over to Whiskey Cove's website. And we even engrave ours with the Whiskey Cove, and I bet we are very competitive, if not better, than those other sites. With that being said, we have a pretty epic store haul for you to share, or for us to share with you at home. So with that being said, what we like to do, I would like to begin the video with showing you what I've drunk through, kind of what's going out to the Whiskey Cove, just so you folks at home know. So first up, I haven't really been drinking through or trying to kill off too many bottles. I've just been kind of opening a lot lately, enjoying the summer months. So firstly, we did a review on the, no, we didn't do a review, we did a blind with MOT Lee on this small pint-sized Buffalo Trace. Pretty damn good single barrel, lots of orange notes, orange blossom, honeysuckle, that sort of stuff. Really great bottle. Obviously single barrel can't be replaced, but I have a few single barrels kicking around, so excellent sipper. And we've also been trying to kill off a lot of the Maker's Mark bottles. And when I say we haven't been trying to kill off, if anything, we have been trying to kill off some of the Maker's Mark stuff. We killed off the 2020 SE4 PR5. Pretty good, nothing really to shout home about. Didn't really set the world on fire, but obviously not one I'm going to replace as well, because they stopped making these unless you can find them on shelf somewhere. And then lastly, we have the Maker's Mark BRT01. So this wasn't as good as the BRT02, but it was excellent as well. A little bit lighter in flavor, not as sugary, not as sweet as the BR2. So you get more of like a fresh apple, bright vanillas from this one. Won't be missed so much. I'm trying to get rid of some of this Maker's Mark stuff, but it's all good stuff, I will say that as well. So with that being said, let's get into some of the bottles that I was able to pick up, I guess, in the last 30 days or so. First, so if you watched our world's biggest liquor store $300 haul, we managed to get a Buffalo Trace cream, pretty much a staple in our house. It's pretty much all gone here as well. Great to put in coffee, and just really nice if you're looking for something a little sweeter after you've had a big meal that whiskey just isn't doing it for you as well. Paid about $26.99 for this. Just great value for money. I would prefer this over the Baileys any day of the week. You get a lot more of that caramel bourbon sweet note there as well. Also from that video, we picked up a mellow corn. I can't remember the price of this off the top of my head, but I think it's about $20. I tried a mellow corn a few times. People keep trying to trick me up and saying it's good whiskey, or not good whiskey necessarily, saying it's expensive whiskey, and hoping that I would agree with them. But it's actually not too bad for the price. 50% ABV or 100 proof. This is a corn whiskey as well, so it's not bourbon. A little bit lighter, but you are getting some of those sweeter notes with that as well. And a premium plastic bottle there as well. And this is made by the Heaven Hill Distillery. And also another bottle from that, and that was going to be the Henry McKenna 10-year. I paid $64.99 for that. I needed a backup, or I think I'm kind of at the end of the one I have. So I needed to get one, and they sell them quite regularly here in Colorado, so it's always good to see. The price for these has come somewhat skyrocketed, or increased pretty consistently every year there as well. And this is a single barrel bottled in bond 10-year product, coming in at 50% ABV or 100 proof. Like I've said in other videos, 2 out of 10 of these are going to be great. 4 are going to be good, 3 are going to be okay, and then the rest are just going to be not so good. So I'm hoping this is going to be one of the better ones, or good ones, that's for sure. It's still pretty good value for money, a 10-year bottled in bond single barrel product for $65. Let's hope that doesn't continue to go any more higher than that, because when it gets to 70, I think that's the realm of probably is just a bit too expensive for what you're getting. Also, we got Old Tub unfiltered out of the Jim Beam Distillery there in Claremont, Kentucky, coming in at 50% ABV or 100 proof. I really want to put this into a decanter with some raisins, just like the Jim Beam folks down there used to drink it. This is the Beam family made Old Tub before Jim Beam bourbon, so this is one of the more original ones by the Jim Beam family. It is an unfiltered bonded bourbon there as well. No particulates in it, looks pretty clean, but also another bottle I'm really excited to get into. I think about 20 bucks is about what I paid for that. So far, pretty big spend with the Old Tub mellow corn so far. Let's, I guess, continue to spend big. And that's going to be the Rittenhouse Rye. So this is going to be a single barrel pick. I believe this was from Dave Go, Colorado in Thornton. This is 50% AVB or 100 proof. So I've tried the regular Rittenhouse Rye, but I didn't even know that they did picks of the Rittenhouse Rye. I guess it is from Heaven Hill, so they just about do picks of everything these days. This is barrel number 8028317. This was barreled in April 25, 2018. So it's about 4 to 5 years old. Rickhouse Double M Floor 6. And with rye, it doesn't need as much age as maybe some of the bourbons or other whiskeys. I think the sweet spot for rye tends to be between 4 and 8 years. I think like the Willet, a 4-year rye, and there's, I think Sag does like a 4-year bonded rye there as well. So like I said, the other Rittenhouses I've had before, they've all been some fantastic. So I'm hoping a single barrel product can kind of take it a step further. Really excited to get into that. Don't expect to see this on the channel until maybe the fall time, is usually when I start kicking off with the rice there. Next up, we are going with a Willet Green label, but not just any old green label. This is a Weller, single barrel. This is barrel number 100, and I got this from Dillon Dam Liquor Store that is up in Dillon, Colorado, near Breckenridge, near Frisco, around that area there. So this is really interesting. We talked a little bit about when we did the Weller blind. What's the difference between, say, this Weller Green single barrel to the orange single barrel? So the ABV is slightly different. The single barrel officially is 48.5 versus 45% ABV, so that's different. But it's, it's pretty much the same thing, right? I was not impressed with that single barrel orange one, so I'm hopeful that this can be better than that, because then we're chasing the wrong single barrels then, aren't we? I paid $29.99 for this, which is excellent value for money. I think that's just good value for money for green Weller, just on its own. But when the single barrel sticker goes on it, sometimes you see that price come up a little bit. However, those guys at Dillon Dam Liquor Store kept it really good, really excellently priced. So I appreciate them doing that. Really happy that I was able to find that. So that was really exciting to get that bottle there as well. Then next up on this list, we have Cooper's Craft 100. Yes, we got another Cooper's Craft, much like Old Forester 100. It's just a bit of an everyday sipper for me. I don't drink whiskey every day, but any day I would like to sip something, you can't go amiss with Cooper's Craft 100 or Old Forester 100. Needed a backup for my Cooper's Craft 100. Much like the name, it is 50% ABV or 100 proof. This is made by the Brown-Forman Distillery, same as Old Forester, the same as Jack Daniels, those folks down there as well. And then it says from the Brown-Forman Cooperage, to be exact, oak barreled. Enough to be said about, there's not much more to be said about Cooper's Craft 100. It's just an excellent everyday sipper. I think I paid in the region of $26.99 for this, so excellent value for money and something that you'll always find around the Whiskey Cove there. And then next up, we have Sagamore Spirits Double Oak Dry. This is the Whiskey Cove's Whiskey of the Year for 2022. And I need another one because even though I don't predominantly drink rye in the summer, I will come back to this every now and again for a sip or two. We have it over here. That was the only one I had, and the prices on these are slowly coming up, and we don't want to be caught off guard with expensive Sagamore double rye products. This is double oaked, sorry, not double rye. So they just put it in a new charred barrel. It's kind of just like a toasted version of a rye. This is just excellent, an excellent whiskey. You get caramel bread cake with hazelnuts, pecans, caramel sauce drizzled on top, a little bit of spice from the rye, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful rye whiskey. And for bourbon drinkers at home, it might be a really good gateway rye to get into rye as well. So we have 3 bottles left, so pretty big store haul so far. So the next bottle is going to be Old Forester 86. So I've had this a couple of times, but I figured out that I didn't have one because I was thinking about doing an Old Forester tier list. recently, and I noticed that I didn't have the 86, so I definitely needed to go out and get this bottle. MSRP I think is around about 20 bucks if our memory recalls correct. This is 43% ABV or 86. This isn't probably as good as the Old Forester 100 just because those extra proof points really help the Old Forester 100, much like the Cooper's Craft to the regular Coopers. However, if you're someone who likes a lower proof whiskey, I think this is going to be definitely up your street there as well. Still has some of those Brown-Forman baked banana caramel notes, just a little bit more delicate, and you'll have to do a little bit more searching to get there. With that being said, let's go into the two I have left. And these are some hitters. The first one is going to be Russell's 13. So Russell's Wild Turkey did kind of like a pre-sale Father's Day sale for these through a website called Reserve Bar, I believe it was. So basically, they sent an email out. If you're someone who hasn't subscribed to Wild Turkey's emails, you definitely want to go ahead and do that because they do talk about the drops that they make like this. And they said by this time, the website will have these live. So you just have to go onto the website. You have to add one to the cart and then buy one. You can only buy one. However, the website kind of crashed a bunch of times, and it was just kind of like constant refreshing. And I was able to buy one, and I was waiting for them to reach out to message me and just be like, your order's been cancelled because we don't have enough quantity or supplies. However, that email never came. The next email I have was telling me that the bottle had been shipped. $149.99 though. So MSRP on this has come up again. I think originally when the first one came out, it was around about $80 to $90. So this is close to doubling at this point, but there's going to be a bit of a market always for this for at $150. Maybe as if it goes up closer to the 200s, that might change a little bit. I know Russell's and Wild Turkey has definitely been pushing the envelope on some of the new releases, much like the Wild Turkey Master's Keeps, and then also the Russell's Reserve Single Rickhouse, which is what we love. Such a beautiful whiskey. However, for like $300, it does make you question life's decisions. With that being said, very happy to get this Russell's 13. The first edition they put out to this was fantastic. I tried, I think it was the second or third one, it wasn't as good, and I believe this is the fourth one. It might be the fifth, but I think it's the fourth one. So we'll see how this drinks. And then lastly, we were able to pick up a store pick here in Colorado, and this is from Argonauts in Denver, and they released a single barrel of this Stag Genius. You might recognize this bottle because I had it in a blind with another Stag Genius and George T. Stag. We did a bit of a blind, had some fun with it, and it drank really well. It drank like it had a lot of age, a lot of oak backbone, a lot of oak tannins, a lot of oak char there as well. Yes, it is proofy, coming in at 69.7% ABV or 139.4 proof. So you're definitely getting up there, but very fortunate that I was able to pick this up. I think I paid $60 to $65, which is insane value for money, and always excited to see Buffalo Trace keep their prices down. Even though that the whiskey is very difficult to find, they seem to be putting a little bit more out of their stuff every year, and those prices are staying low. So thank you, Buffalo Trace, for continuing to do that and keeping your customers happy. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to be in for a chance for the free giveaway. Hopefully we'll announce some more bottles as we hit those landmarks of every 500 subscribers there as well. So as we drink through the world's whiskeys, one glass at a time, and hopefully a lot of this whiskey that we have on the table, cheers.